What if I told you an angel fell with Lucifer, saw the darkest corners of the abyss and still walked back into heaven? Not as a traitor, not as a prisoner, but with a secret so dangerous it could unravel the very fabric of creation. His name was Namtael, and his story isn't in the Bible. It's whispered in forgotten manuscripts, feared by mystics and buried in celestial silence. Why did heaven let him return? What did he see in the darkness that even God sealed away? Stick with me, because this tale will pull you into a cosmic mystery that's been hidden for eons, and it might just change how you see the world. The scribe of heaven's heart. Long before the earth was born, before stars lit up the endless void, Namtael stood in heaven's inner courts. He wasn't a warrior like Michael, swinging a sword of fire. He wasn't a messenger like Gabriel, carrying divine words across the cosmos. Namtael was quieter, softer, a scribe, a keeper of heaven's scrolls. His name meant God's recorder, and his job was to write down not just what happened, but what was felt. Every angel's choice, every flicker of divine intent, he captured it all. He walked the glowing halls of eternity, his hands stained with the ink of prophecy, watching galaxies spark to life and recording the heartbeat of creation. But Namtael wasn't like the other scribes. He wasn't cold or detached. He felt too much. He gazed at humanity's fragile design, flawed, messy, yet so sacred, and fell in love with it. When Lucifer's whispers of rebellion began to ripple through heaven, Namtael didn't judge. He didn't shout accusations, he listened. Not because he wanted to betray God, but because he wanted to understand. Have you ever been caught between two truths, unable to pick a side? That was Namtael's heart, torn, curious, and heavy with care. And that's where his story begins to crack open. The silence of the fall. When heaven broke into war, it wasn't all fire and thunder. For Namtael, it was silence, the kind that chokes you when trust shatters. Picture this: 1/3 of the angels, stars in the sky, swept away by Lucifer's rebellion. Namtael didn't scream or fight. He didn't join the battle cries. He just fell. Scrolls still clutched in his hands, he descended with the rebels, not out of hatred for heaven, but because he couldn't choose. Can you imagine that? An angel of memory, cast into a place where truth twists and time melts away. The abyss wasn't hell, it wasn't fire or torment. It was worse, a place the ancients called the outer darkness, where regret becomes a cage and silence watches you back. Namtael wandered there, his divine pen useless, the ink running like tears. Even in that void, he didn't belong. Lucifer claimed the other fallen, Azazel, Samael, Ashtaroth, but not Namtael. The demons didn't trust him. Heaven had locked its gates. He was alone, a myth even among the damned. But something was coming, something even Lucifer couldn't see. A whisper in the dark. Deep in the abyss, Namtael found a door, not wood or stone, but a veil where heaven and hell brushed against each other. A voice spoke from the other side, older than angels, older than time. It didn't tempt or curse. It simply asked, "Why do you still carry the scrolls?" Namtael's answer was raw, "Because if I don't remember the truth, no one will." That's when the voice changed. It showed him visions, not of the past, not of the war, but of a future so terrifying it made the first rebellion look like a whisper. A second war in heaven, betrayals yet to come, a secret so heavy it could break the cosmos. Namtael wrote it all down. His scroll became something new, not prophecy, but a weapon. Words so dangerous that even the seraphim, with their wings of fire, would tremble to read them. What was in it? Some say it named an angel destined to betray heaven in the final days. Others say it held the secret Lucifer smiled about as he fell. Whatever it was, Namtael knew one thing. It didn't belong in the abyss, and it couldn't stay in his hands. The return. No one expected, no fallen angel had ever walked back to heaven. Not one. But Namtael did. Picture him, eyes down, scrolls wrapped in chains of divine light, stepping toward heaven's gates. The seraphim guards, their swords blazing, recognized him instantly. He'd once walked these paths, written their thoughts. Now they saw a traitor. They raised their blades, but Namtael didn't flinch. He knelt. Michael, the archangel of war, appeared, his voice like thunder. "Namtael, why have you returned?" His answer was simple but chilling. "Because what I carry does not belong in hell, and I cannot keep it. Heaven's courts are merciless. The Book of Enoch says the unworthy are unmade by God's presence alone." Yet Namtael was allowed to speak. He unrolled his scroll, and the 24 elders, ancient beings of wisdom, looked away. He didn't read it aloud. He only said, "This was never meant to be known, but I could not let it be lost." God read the scroll, and the heavens fell silent for 7 days. Can you feel that? 7 days of stillness, as if creation itself held its breath. What could be so terrifying that even heaven paused? The scroll that shook eternity. What was in that scroll? Whispers from old traditions say it foretold a second war, greater than the first. Some believe it named an angel, not Lucifer but another, who will betray heaven when the end comes. Others think it revealed what God whispered to Lucifer before his fall, a secret that made him smile even as he was cast out. Whatever it was, God made a choice. The scroll was sealed, wrapped in 7 layers of divine inscription, locked in a chamber no light could touch, guarded by an angel whose name is a mystery. Only God can unseal it. Only at the end. Namtael was allowed to stay, but not as he was. He couldn't return to the scribe's circle or sing in the choirs. He was sent to heaven's edges, a silent watcher, still recording, still waiting for a storm that hasn't come. Imagine carrying that weight, a secret that could shatter eternity, but you're forbidden to speak it. Every time Namtael sees another angel, does he wonder, is it you? Are you the one who'll betray us? Every time he watches Earth's chaos, does he ask, is this the moment? The cost of knowing too much. Here's where it gets personal. Have you ever known something so heavy you couldn't share it? A truth that burns inside you, but you have to stay silent? That's Namtael's curse. He's not a warrior or a judge. He's a witness carrying a secret that could unravel heaven itself. And why him? Why a fallen angel, someone who walked through darkness and came back? Maybe because he knows the dark. He's felt its pull, its lies, its silence. Maybe he's the only one who can spot it when it rises again. Namtael's story doesn't end with trumpets or victory. It ends with a whisper, a scroll sealed and hidden, waiting for the last days. He lives on heaven's fringes, near the veil between eternity and time, watching us. Yes, us. You and me, living in the middle of this story, between the silence and the sound. What if Namtael is watching you right now, recording the moments you choose love over hate, mercy over pride? What if your name is in that scroll, not as a warning, but as proof that even in a broken world, someone still chose the light? A story that's still unfolding. This isn't just a tale of angels and wars, it's a question. Are you awake? Do you see the shadows beneath the surface? Do you notice the quiet signs of a world unraveling? Namtael's scroll is still sealed, but we live in its shadow. Every choice you make, every moment you choose to stand for something bigger than yourself might be written in his book, not by a warrior, not by a king, but by a scribe who fell, saw the abyss, and came back to warn us. The truth is, we don't know what's in that scroll. Maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe what matters is what we do now. How we live, how we love, how we fight for what's right in a world that's slipping into chaos. Namtael's story isn't over because the scroll is still closed, and you're part of it. So keep your eyes open, watch the skies, listen for the whispers. Because heaven is watching, and so is a fallen angel who carried a secret back from the dark.